Alright guys, it's time to take to the skies with Fox McCloud and friends in Star Fox Zero.
Pew pew! This is essentially a reimagining of the Nintendo 64 game, Lylat Wars. The evil Andross has unleashed an invasion throughout the Lylat system, and it's up to the Star Fox crew to put a stop to it all. You start on the planet Corneria and fight your way through the system towards Planet Venom, where Andross awaits. And along the way, you'll find quite a few homages to classic Lylat Wars levels.
Now, I loved the original 64 game, and I think it still holds up as one of the best on-rails shooters ever.
Yes, and we also loved the 3DS remake, and a part of me wishes they had maybe done a remake for this one instead of a reimagining, because they've reimagined a much worse game.
Affirmative. A large part of the game's problems come from the new control scheme where the Wii U's gamepad acts as a first-person cockpit view, and you'll use the gamepad's screen and motion controls to accurately aim at enemies and control your ship in certain situations.
And unfortunately, while there are moments where you can see its potential, it usually just gets in the way of the action. It feels a bit like a failed gimmick.
Yeah, I don't like having to split my attention between the TV and the pad. It doesn't feel intuitive. And the original Star Fox had such a great formula, but all of these new controls have messed it up completely.
Yeah, it does have a few good moments though, especially when it embraces that Star Fox heritage of just solid, good on-rails shooting.
Affirmative. But unfortunately, very few of the game's missions focus on that style of gameplay. The majority of the game takes place in either open, all-range mode spaces where you fly in a small arena, or you'll regularly have to transform into a chicken walker or pilot other vehicles through some fairly bland and slow levels.
Not to mention that Chicken Walker is the least fun thing to control in video game history.
Now, we could go on, but rather than dwell on the negatives, I think we should just leave it there and say that we didn't enjoy it much. I'm giving it 2 rubber chickens.
Yes, when this game is at its best, it's a pale imitation of a game from 20 years ago. And when it's at its worst, it's a mess of gimmicky controls and weak level design. So I'm giving it a single rubber chicken. But it wasn't the only Star Fox game to come out. There's also Star Fox Guard.
Star Fox Guard is a tower defense game where you have to protect the core of your base from waves of robots. You have been hired by Slippy's uncle, Grippy, who runs a mining company, and he needs you to help defend against naughty robots who are trying to get in and shut it down.
But whereas most tower defense games have you building automated defenses and creating a maze, all of your towers and mazes are pre-built and won't fire unless you pull the trigger manually.
But the real twist is, you're observing a security feed from every tower or camera, and you have to manually select the camera you want to use to defend. And I thought that was a clever mechanic. It's stressful trying to keep an eye on so many different cameras and frantically trying to switch between them.
Affirmative. There are 2 classes of robots to fend off: Chaos Bots and Combat Bots. The Chaos Bots live up to their name by causing chaos and interfering with your cameras in various ways, while the Combat Bots head for your core, and they can take it down with just 1 hit.
Yeah, and they do a pretty good job of drip feeding you new types of enemy bots to deal with. Every few missions, you'll come up against something new to throw a spanner in the works, like those strangely terrifying chicken bots that run away with your cameras.
There's a good sense of progression for sure. And as you play, you'll level up and unlock special types of cameras, like one that can freeze enemies, or one that can slow time. At first, you can only put down 1 special camera, but you'll unlock the ability to put down lots more.
Before a mission starts, you're shown where enemies will spawn from, and you're free to move your cameras to anywhere on a wall. So figuring out your camera positions and where to put your special cameras adds a decent level of strategic planning.
Yeah, it does, but at the same time, I never found I had to move my cameras from the default spots. One thing I liked was the variety in the missions. There are 100 levels all up, and a lot of them are bonus missions which throw interesting new rules at you. For example, you might get limited ammo, or all the robots might parachute into the level.
There's also an online mode where you can design a squad of robots that other players will need to fight off. As you successfully fight off other players' squads, or your squad successfully destroys other players' bases, you'll go up in the ranks.
Yeah, that's a nice addition, and this is an interesting spin on tower defense. So guys, I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5 rubber chickens.
It's 3 from me as well.
64, or Lylat Wars as it was known way back in 1997 here in Australia, is an incredible game known for its intense score-grabbing gameplay, amazing graphics for its time, and memorable dialogue.
Do a barrel roll.
Exactly.
Well, now it's been ported to the 3DS. Star Fox 64 3D.
We need your help, Star Fox. Andross has declared war. He's invaded the Lylat system and is trying to take over Corneria. Our army alone can't do the job. Hurry, Star Fox.
You play as ace pilot Fox McCloud on a mission to save your homeworld Corneria and the rest of the galaxy from the mad scientist Andross and his evil minions. Andross also happened to murder your father. On your quest, you'll be joined by 3 wingmen, Slippy, Falco, and Peppy.
And Rob.
Okay, yes, and Rob, but he's sort of a robot mailboy.
Location confirmed. Sending supplies.
The game is made up of 25 levels or planets, each ending in a boss fight. You'll always start at Corneria and finish at Venom, where you'll take on Andross.
But your route can change as there are multiple paths through the game. To finish the game, you have to complete 7 levels, and some are easier than others.
You might think it would get a bit boring playing the same levels over and over again, but it doesn't, because you're always discovering new things. Fly through here and you'll get an additional bomb. Fly under these arches and you'll have an entirely different boss to fight.
I found the target. Trying to keep up.
Most of the action takes place in a corridor where you can move your R-Wing from side to side and speed up and slow down, but you're always forced to keep moving forward.
All range mode.
Yes. And then there's all range mode, where the action is in 3D and you can fly anywhere, performing U-turns and somersaults, and trying to bring down the boss while trying to stay alive yourself.
Your initial goal is to get as far as Venom and defeat Andross.
Ha! You can never defeat me.
All other game takes about 40 minutes, but you are going to want to replay this time and time again. There's also a medal that you can get for killing a certain amount of enemies in each level.
I had to keep playing until I unlocked every medal hex.
You're more cunning than I thought.
And now I have to keep playing so I can unlock the expert mode and then finish them all on that too. So much to do.
I know, and once you get to know the levels and where all the enemies are going to appear, you really become determined to take them out in the most effective way.
Trust your instincts!
You know, I was really worried that by porting this to the 3DS they would ruin the game, but they really haven't, have they?
No, they have not. They've captured the way the original game used to feel and play, and the addition of 3D is great. Also, you can play this with the gyroscope, but I don't know, I'm a bit old school, I preferred not to.
I don't know, I liked it.
Well, it's good to have choice. If you played the old game, you'll notice the voices are a little different, but they have done their best to replicate them.
Pretty smooth flying, Fox. Try a somersault! Do a barrel roll!
You know, Ninty are often accused of recycling old games whenever they release a new console, but I think when a game is as good as Star Fox 64, I say good job. I'm giving it 9 out of 10 rubber chickens.
They've totally nailed this game, haven't they? And they've added some new features, especially in the multiplayer, so I'm giving it 9 out of 10 rubber chickens.
What?
No more one-liners, Darren? You all out?
We need your help, Star Fox. Andross has declared war.
Okay.
He's invaded the Lylat system and is trying to take over Corneria.
All right, that's
Our
enough.
army alone can't do the job.
Stop now, Darren.
Hurry, Star Fox.
Why did you get him started?
Never give up. Trust your instincts. You annoying little fly. Do a barrel roll.